All right. Here's Cartoon Fridays number 31, this time in a podcast format. Obviously, this is a podcast, and I think that there was a lot of things that caused me to change this to a podcast rather than having it be a live stream. And for those of you wondering, I'm not copying anyone by changing this into a podcast. Obviously, there is a lot of, other cartoon people on YouTube that have podcasts, but that's not the reason why I'm changing mine to a podcast. There's just a lot of reasons that led up to this. It's easier to set up. It's less humiliating when I make a mistake or have any interruptions that happen when I'm live. There's no lag or connection issues, no delays, and hopefully I can make this show more presentable rather than just looking at a single image for an hour straight. And the only reason I kept it as a live stream was because I got to interact with you guys in real time. So it was almost kind of like running a panel. But hopefully we can preserve that same kind of interaction here with the podcast. So, anyways, I'm here today with my special guest, FutureGohanSSJ2. How are you doing today, man?
I'm
How you
doing
doing?
good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. For those of you watching that may not know who you are, could you explain what stuff you do on your channel?
I basically do videos on Cartoon Network. I do videos on Dragon Ball Z, anime, video games, basically anything nerdy and geeky that I am into and hopefully other people like to enjoy. If you care, feel free to visit out my channel and enjoy those things with me.
Yeah, we'll have that in the description. So if you guys want to check out his stuff, please feel free to. He has a wicked awesome channel. So, anyways, today we're going to start off by talking about some recent news in the animation industry. First off, I want to talk about a new cartoon that's coming to Nickelodeon called, it's actually kind of a weird name. It's called Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket. It's premiering on July 18th. Well, that's when it's officially premiering. However, there's going to be a sneak peek after the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Sports Awards. And it has like a really, really interesting art style. Apparently, the guys that are behind it are people that used to work on Nickelodeon magazine and some of the comics and stuff. And basically, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just a pig, a goat, a cricket, and a banana, and they live in like a metropolis.
Kind
And they have
of
various.
Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island. So that setup kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, it's I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about it. Hopefully, it's a pretty good series. One of the creators said, "Our goal is to make the funniest show out there and to make you laugh out loud. Everything is for the sake of comedy. And Pig Goat Banana Cricket is an original cartoon with heart and friendship, powered by wild imagination and energy." So,
Wow.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about this. Hopefully, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's a Nickelodeon show. A lot of them have been really hit or miss, mostly miss.
Yeah, I liked Harvey Beaks, which is that new cartoon by C.H. Greenblatt, the guy
Yeah.
behind Chowder.
Uh, Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't really been into like Breadwinners or Sanjay and Craig.
Yeah, Sanjay and Craig. Like the animation reminded me like it was too much like Bob's Burgers. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But mm, yeah, something else. Speaking of it premiering after Kids Choice Sports, I was actually thinking to myself the other day. Um, I feel like Nickelodeon kind of took that Hall of Game award, or yeah, that's what it's called, right? Hall of Game. They took that away from Cartoon Network and they started utilizing it, but I'm glad that it's not on Cartoon Network anymore. It wasn't on last year,
Oh
rather
wow.
this year. So I didn't notice it till actually like later. Normally it's like in the February season or whatever, but a few months ago I was like, hey, you know what? There wasn't a Hall of Game Awards this year on Cartoon Network, but
Oh,
now
I'm
Nickelodeon has
so
those
happy.
sports awards.
I'm so happy there's no more Hall of Game. Seriously, that was horrible.
Yeah, I liked they had like this bumper for it last year where it showed like a red carpet and it showed like some of the set backstage and stuff, and it showed like all the different cartoon characters like Benson and Finn and just all of them like working, and I thought that that was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
it had no relevance whatsoever to the kid or to the Hall of Game awards.
Yeah.
But yeah. Our next set of news is for a new cartoon that's premiering on Cartoon Network, and it's called We Bear Bears. It's basically set around three bears. I believe one of them's like a brown bear, one of them's a panda bear, and the other one's a polar bear. And basically, they just have adventures in San Francisco because that's where the the series is set. And some of the voice actors, like one of the bears is voiced by Dimitri Martin. He's a famous comedian. And then Bobby Moynihan, he's voicing one of the bears, and he's on SNL. So I think that'll attract some attention to the series.
Oh,
Um, I guess it kind of looks cool. What I've seen on Cartoon Network's Facebook page is like the bears just like stacked on top of each other, walking around like different like sets from different from other different Cartoon Network shows. Like I think I saw them like walking in Uncle Grandpa's RV and then walking in like the regular show park. But it's going to premiere Monday, July 27th, and they're going to talk about it a lot at San Diego Comic Con this year.
oh, good.
What do you think the series is going to be like?
Um, Honestly, I haven't seen more than just like the title, because I saw the tail end of a commercial for it. I think it was on Boomerang, and I mean, it sounds like it could be cool. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, yeah, for some reason I've noticed too, there's a lot of cartoons that seem to be centered around San Francisco for some reason.
Sam? Oh,
Yeah. Well, I mean, not a lot, but it seems to be pretty popular. I mean, in terms of just popular culture and like general, I haven't really seen San Francisco too much. It's mostly like, New York, LA, that kind of stuff. But I remember
yeah.
a few years back there was like a show called The Mighty Bee, and that was in San Francisco. That was by Amy Poehler, who was
That
also on SNL.
that was on Nickelodeon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that show.
It's just like a Girl Scout or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that.
Next set of news. Cartoon Network has teamed up with Titan Merchandise, and they're releasing a new toy line of collectible vinyl figures.
Oh,
It's the Cartoon Network collection, as they're calling it. And they released like this preview artwork, and they're going to release figures for 12 different characters from just the Cartoon Network universe. It's going to be Samurai Jack, Dexter, Mordecai, Uncle Grandpa, Gumball, Johnny Bravo, Steven Universe, Rigby, Grimm, Eduardo, Finn, and Dee Dee. I Cartoon Network teamed up with who are those guys that make all the collectible ones for like they make Star Wars ones.
oh, Funko?
Yeah. Doesn't Cartoon Network have stuff through them too, like Teen Titans ones or whatever?
Yeah, because I have some Adventure Time ones and regular show ones.
Apparently these ones are going to be like 3-inch figures, so I don't think they're going to be like as big as the other ones, but uh,
Yeah,
they're probably going to be also they're probably going to be cheap because I mean for the most part the characters kind of have like the same body form. It's kind of like almost non-proportional because like their feet, like they have no legs basically, and like they don't really have like yeah, it's just like their torso, their feet, and then like their like for the most part their hands.
yeah,
Uh, and I mean their heads have different shapes, but they still look wicked cool. I might get my hands on one of those. What do you think?
yeah. Heck yeah, dude! Those things look awesome. I'm totally gonna pick those up. Those are freaking cool, especially the Samurai Jack one.
Oh yeah, that looks sick.
But
Speaking
once
of
they make
which,
Ed, Ed and Eddie ones, like just I'm throwing my money at my computer screen once they do that. Like
yeah,
just take it.
we were having a fantastic discussion last night about Ed, Ed and Eddie actually.
We were.
We were just on like a nostalgia trip, basically, just thinking about how great the series was and how much we miss it, basically.
I mean, if he still ever wants to come back and make an Ed, Ed and Eddie High School, I mean, hey, now time.
That could work. That could work. And also with Samurai Jack, we checked out this little 3D animation that someone posted onto YouTube. I'll put that in the description too. But it's like a little like 1 minute video and they used the animation program Blender, and they basically just recorded like a little Samurai Jack skit where like he's just walking in a forest and then he like takes out a monster. It's so beautiful.
Yeah,
It's like one of the most visually appealing things ever.
it's really cool.
It fully captures the Samurai Jack art style, but it's like 3D. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's really awesome.
Next set of news. So obviously the next Olympics, well, obviously the Olympic Games, they're going to be in Rio de Janeiro. I think that's how you say it, Brazil. And they already have like the mascots picked out for that. Their names are Vinicius and Tom. I think that's how you pronounce that name.
Mm,
But or wait, it's either oh yeah, it's the Olympic and the Paralympic Games, and basically, there's going to be an animated series produced exclusively for the mascots, and it's going to be premiering on Cartoon Network around the same time of the 2016 Olympics. Basically, what's going to happen is it's just going to be like a narrative series, obviously animated, and it's going to follow the mascots throughout the Brazilian forests and cities.
What?
Yeah. Obviously, the Olympics, around that time, the host cities and host nations try to, display their culture as much as possible. Um, but what do you think about it?
I mean, it sounds cool. It reminds me of because I was watching some old promos a while ago. It was where this it was people seem to think that Cartoon Network Fridays was the first time where Cartoon Network introduced live action, but it wasn't.
It
A
wasn't.
long time ago, there was some promos with what's his name? The freaking Secret Squirrel, the
Secret Squirrel.
sidekick, the sidekick. What's his name?
You
The
mean the little mole?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't
he
remember his name.
they were on like they did bumpers and promos, and it was called like the Cartoon Network like I think it was either Super Bowl. I don't remember if it was Super Bowl or if it was something else sports related, and they were like talking about other sports and blah 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 and stuff like that. So that's kind of what this reminds me of.
Yeah, I also remember before Cartoon Fridays ever premiered, they had like a Powerhouse bumper. It wasn't like Powerhouse themed or anything. It was just during the era, and I think it was called Sheep in the Big Cafeteria. And yeah, it was like sheep, and it showed like a cafeteria full of like a bunch of cartoon characters. Like one table had like the Mystery Incorporated gang, and then another one had like Johnny Bravo and Dexter and stuff. Anyways, sheep, he had like a tray, and like they were walking like in a line like around the lunch thing, and like there was like a wicked big like grumpy live action person, and she like plopped the food on his tray. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen those old ones. Jeez.
Yeah. And then our last set of news. I mean, it's not really news, but Teen Titans Go. They're premiering their 100th episode. I think it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's today technically. We're recording this on Thursday, the day before, but Friday. And MoviePilot.com, they posted an article that says, or it's called "No, Cartoon Network Teen Titans Go isn't our new favorite show." I just butchered that title so bad. Anyways, it's not like a factual article or anything. I mean, it is, but it's basically just like based on the opinion of the author that wrote it. But it's basically just talking about how Teen Titans Go came to be, and the fact that Young Justice got taken out because apparently Cartoon Network executives didn't like that older female audience because they feared that they wouldn't buy merchandise for it, and that young boys that were more like energetic and curious tended to buy more merchandise. So that's why they got rid of Young Justice, and
Which is a crime. I will I will go to my grave saying that. That is an absolute crime. I love that show.
it really is, yeah. Because yeah, he also said something like, Young Justice was like an actual, a decent show, and it was critically acclaimed, but Teen Titans Go, he said that it was almost kind of like its replacement in a sense. It was like a poor replacement, because that was the new superhero show for Cartoon Network, and it's not even a super. I mean, obviously it's based around superheroes, but it's not like action. It's comedy, and it's wacky humor. And the reason why that is because according to Cartoon Network demographics, that's what wacky humor shows are going to appeal more to young boys who are more susceptible to buy merchandise.
Which I hate that about Cartoon Network right now. They're canceling so many shows because boys won't want to buy these toys and boys this and boys that. You are completely canceling out an entire demographic here, which is probably even more profitable than boys. You have shows like Powerpuff Girls that have sold more merchandise and have more merchandise and more fields than any other Cartoon Network show out there. And it's all for girls. They have Powerpuff Girls umbrellas. They have Powerpuff Girls jewelry. They have Powerpuff Girls, everything, party supplies, freaking everything, and that stuff sold a lot of crap. And then you had other female centric shows like Totally Spies and blah blah blah. Women and girls, there's a demographic for them. There's sales to be made from them. And I read an article
Yes.
long ago where Cartoon Network is literally just completely cutting them out. They're like, no, we're focusing on boys. So much so to the point where they're placing like the way they're making their shows now is they're placing the boy characters in front. They're placing the girl characters behind them so that the boys seem more profitable and so the boys want to go out and buy more toys. That's so messed up.
Yeah, he goes on to say also that a few days before he wrote the article, he went to Six Flags New England, and one sour note that he had during his time at Six Flags was that while waiting in line for rides, they had like little monitors, and they would just nonstop start advertising Teen Titans Go.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
and another thing is that on Cartoon Network's YouTube page, um, every YouTube page has like a banner art on the channel page, and it's a picture of the Teen Titans Go characters, and it says Teen Titans Go, your new favorite show, every day on Cartoon Network. They're telling us that Teen Titans Go is apparently my favorite show according to Cartoon Network,
Yeah.
which
And
it
it,
definitely
it's
isn't.
it's weird marketing because they have other shows. They're kind of shitting on their own shows, but it kind of makes sense because of course it's our new favorite show because Cartoon Network never airs anything else. 90% of their channel is Teen Titans Go, so it has to be our favorite.
That's so true. And they also made that episode, obviously a lot of people after Young Justice was canceled and Teen Titans Go came about, a lot of people were very upset that Teen Titans Go was what they were left with after Young Justice got canceled. And they made that episode that was so hyped up, the Young Justice Teen Titans Go crossover episode called Let's Get Serious. But in reality, they used the episode to basically parody all of the people that got mad over the fact that Teen Titans Go didn't have like the serious tone that the original Teen Titans had, and they basically just make fun of everybody that liked the original Teen Titans and has a problem with Teen Titans Go. And they have very little screen time for three of the Young Justice characters that they feature.
Yeah, it's dumb.
It really is. So yeah, that's our news for today. Next up, just a quick cartoon forecast. So for Cartoon Network, obviously again they've been marathoning Teen Titans Go all week, uh, and the 100th episode premiered today. The movies that they'll be airing tomorrow are Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days. Yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid Dog Days and The Smurfs. And those will be in between let me count, 4:30 to 7:30. That's 3 hours, and then
I'm
10.
so glad they're airing those movies. We never get to see those movies, right? Monsters Review?
Oh my,
They never.
yes. Yeah, they're having over a 5 hour marathon of Teen Titans Go on Saturday, and that's not even when they're airing. Like, the 100th episode would have aired today. I don't get it. I really don't. And then Sunday is just like a bunch of 1 hour blocks of various shows. The usual. Boomerang, for their movies, tomorrow they're airing Scooby Doo WrestleMania Mystery, and then guess what they're airing right after that? Scooby Doo WrestleMania Mystery.
Oh yeah, back
Yeah.
to back.
And then Sunday they're airing it's Tom and Jerry something. Tom and Jerry and the Lost Dragon, which I believe all of which are direct to DVD movies.
The Lost Dragon. I know most of them recently have been based off of fairy tales. So what's that one based off
This
of?
one set the synopsis says Tom and Jerry must save a baby dragon from a wicked witch, then return the newborn to its angry mother.
Did we just forget what Tom and Jerry was about? Like I'm
It's like
tired of
slapstick humor. It's the mouse trying to run away from the cat, but the mouse is like smarter than the cat, and it's
yeah,
not about that anymore.
Yeah, it's about them for some reason working together and this and that, and then some hilarious antics happen at the end where they're chasing each other at the screen. Like, oh, that's it. That's what it's all about. When no, it's not.
They have to blow the series so much out of proportion when and it can just it can be simple. It can just take place in a house with a mouse hole and a kitchen. It can even just the entire show could franchise could just take place in the kitchen. But
Yeah,
they have to send them off to Mars. They have to put them on a pirate ship. They have to make them collaborate with the Wizard of Oz. They have to make them. They're making a freaking what is it? A Johnny Quest crossover with Tom and Jerry.
my God, what?
Freaking Flintstones is doing stuff with WWE. Scooby Doo did stuff with WWE. Scooby Doo is making a crossover with Kiss that's coming up. Warner Bros. What happened?
They'll do anything that sounds profitable, I guess.
Well, yeah, but they make it so blatantly. I mean, obviously, most businesses have always tried to make as much money as possible, but they make it so blatantly obvious now.
Yeah, I agree.
And plus, they try to make, like, there's some good businesses out there that they try to make a lot of money, but they try to do so by pleasing their audience. These guys just try to do it by like maximizing their they try to maximize their profits by doing what they seek is more profitable.
But it's all dumb ideas. And they're not even original ideas. There's like, oh, Scooby Doo is teaming up with the WWE. Tom and Jerry is teaming up with Wizard of Oz. Like it's like in the offices they were just like they freaking put on a blindfold, spun a guy around, and gave him a dart and said, "Who's Tom and Jerry teaming up with this week?" Throws it. Oz. Like that's honestly what it sounds like.
Yeah, I remember seeing an episode of I think it was South Park, and they were making a parody episode that had to do with Family Guy, and like it showed how they came up with episode ideas, and it had like manatees in like a giant water tank, and like they grabbed like little like index cards with ideas on them.
Oh,
Yeah. So that's that, and then on Nickelodeon, they're airing a movie. I think it's called Swindle. Or no, that's Friday. Friday they're airing Swindle. Saturday they're airing Fred 3, Camp Fred,
oh God.
Jinxed, and A Fairly Odd Summer, which is
See,
the live action one with Drake Bell.
I've always wanted to see those because I am a big fan of Drake Bell and I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of Fairly Odd Parents. The idea itself sounds stupid, but I mean, I've never seen any of the live
I
action
saw the
ones.
first movie and I didn't like it very much.
I don't like it very
I
much.
mean, both of the people, Daniela Monet, she played Tootie, and she was in Victorious. I thought that she was a good actress. And then obviously Drake Bell from Drake and Josh, he's a fantastic actor, but I didn't like those movies at all.
I agree. I don't know.
Yeah, they're having like what is this? A 2 hour SpongeBob block on Saturday.
Oh, you mean like every day?
Oh yeah, pretty much. Because I mean, technically speaking, according to Nickelodeon, SpongeBob is their only cartoon.
Really, they said that?
No, that's that's what
Oh,
they make it seem like.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then on Sunday they're airing One Crazy Cruise, which is like a Nickelodeon original movie featuring a bunch of their sitcom stars, and Splitting Adam, which is another Nickelodeon original movie starring some of their sitcom stars. Oh, and they're also doing another 2 hour block of SpongeBob.
God, I just hate these schedules. They're horrible. They've been horrible for Jesus, what, going on 7 years now?
Yeah, another thing I've noticed too, Nickelodeon, they've been trying to push all their cartoon stuff over to Nicktoons, and then obviously Disney Channel pushed most of their cartoon stuff over to Disney XD.
Yeah. There is no such thing as a cartoon on Disney Channel anymore.
I don't think people are going to pay for extended cable just to watch their cartoons.
Most people don't anymore, and that's the sad truth. Most people don't, and but it's understandable. When why would I pay so much to have cable when I could pay $8 a month and get Netflix, where they have tons of Cartoon Network shows, they have tons of movies, other TV, original TV shows. Why would I bother paying for cable when I can just get Netflix and get whatever I want and stream it whenever I want? So I mean, like they're really screwing themselves over. Like honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the kids are in a way trapped because they can't watch kids that don't have extended cable. I mean, luckily I've always had the privilege of having extended cable, but for the kids that don't, Now it's at a time where they can't watch cartoons on Disney Channel. They can't watch their cartoons on Nickelodeon. Saturday morning cartoons are over with.
Yeah, when I was a
And
kid, I had so many outlets of watching cartoons. There
yeah,
was WB, there was Fox, there was ABC 13, there was Disney, there was tons, and I had basic cable growing up.
and although Cartoon Network does have cartoons, they air pretty much the same shows all day, every day in large blocks. They don't
Hmm.
really they don't have a wide variety of cartoons to offer, especially for them being the Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But yeah. So now we're on to our Q and A. Thank you to everybody that submitted questions into the Q&A. I really appreciate it. And I know that some of you preferred asking it through my ask.fm page and some of you didn't. I guess for those of you that didn't have a chance to comment or didn't feel like asking a comment through ask.fm, you can just leave a comment on this video, and we can use the comments or the questions on this video for the next podcast. Or you can just use my ask.fm page, which is in my description. So let's get started. Okay, first question. Do you think Scooby Doo should end?
Are you gonna answer first or me?
Um, you can.
Do I think Scooby-Doo should end? Um,
I think he means
no.
in the fact that like the franchise has been going on for so long, and it's been there's been several series and adaptations and such.
Um, in my opinion, no. And here's why. Because I feel that Scooby-Doo as a series has so much potential because it started out as like a horror comedy, then it eventually turned into more of just like a comedy, and then with recently, like with what was the name of this? Oh yeah, Mystery Incorporated.
That was
It
good.
turned more into a horror, and I was watching some bumpers a long time ago that Cartoon Network released, where they were doing like a skit sort of from the Blair Witch Project, because I believe the Blair Witch Project was coming around that time, and so they're having a Scooby Doo marathon called like the Scooby Doo Project or something like that. If you watch some of those bumpers, it's basically like they're skitting it because like the Scooby Doo gang is walking around a forest with a flashlight, and it's like all first person camera. I don't think that the Scooby Doo franchise should die, just because I feel like there's so much more potential. Like, could you imagine them making like a horror film, like rated R or at least rated PG-13 horror film with the Scooby Doo characters, like legitimate horror? I think that would be awesome.
Live action?
I think it could work either way, but I mean, I think live action could work.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that Scooby Doo is definitely a great idea. There's pretty much endless possibilities to their crime solving mysteries, and I think that the series can definitely go on and be successful. But I think one of the reasons why you might ask that question is because I mean obviously a lot of people can present the fact that they might think that the franchise might not be going in the right direction. Obviously, with what we were just talking about, the whole crossovers with Kiss and WWE, all the directed DVD movies, and then also people. There's a new series coming out called I think it's called Be Cool Scooby Doo, and I don't think a lot of people are anticipating that series either. But I think that definitely if they just stick to what the series was based upon, and and I don't really know either because Casey Kasem died last year.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, anyways, if they just stick to what the series was based on, and they don't try to wing their franchise, they try to come up, they like actually spend time to, and they don't base the things based on demographics either. Like they genuinely come up with interesting ideas and concepts that they could incorporate into the Mystery Incorporated. Whoa. But yeah. Next question. What are your thoughts on Saturday morning cartoons in general?
In general,
In general.
well, they're not around anymore, so clearly I don't have any opinions on them anymore. But as a kid, I thought they were awesome. And
Man, yeah.
um, honestly, it kind of makes sense as to why Saturday morning cartoons aren't anymore. Because when I was a kid, like I didn't have the internet.
Same.
That's why I kind of think that like
Or no, we had dial up, but
We did have dial-up, but I mean, like, I couldn't go on the internet, type in Batman the Animated Series, and watch like the newest episode. I couldn't do that. Um, that's why I kind of think that like the internet has kind of ruined everything, but while at the same time making everything so great. Uh,
Exactly.
because I mean, when I was a kid, if I wanted to watch Yu-Gi-Oh, it was either I woke up at 7 a.m. and watched Kids WB, or else I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh. So I mean, it was kind of a thrilling thing for me as a kid. Like I had to get up, I had to watch these cartoons because it was something that I was interested in because it was something that I wanted to do, and that's why I don't like what we've done with this newer generation because they don't get to experience any of that. If they want to watch something, they can watch it whenever they want on Netflix. Like,
Everything's so like convenient, but I mean at the same time that makes them so lazy.
yeah, it does make them lazy. Because when I was a kid, I woke up. I have so many Kids WB VHS tapes. Because whenever I got older, it was harder and harder for me to wake up. So I'd wake up at 7, plug in a VHS tape, hit record, and then go back to sleep, and then I'd watch it whenever it was done. So
Yeah.
I have so many VHS tapes.
Yeah, they didn't have on demand. They didn't have Hulu, Netflix, Crunchyroll, any of that. That's why Blockbuster Video was a thing. You
Yeah,
know, if your stuff wasn't on TV and you wanted to watch it, you'd go over to Blockbuster Video and you'd rent a VHS tape or DVD. But back to the whole Saturday morning cartoons thing. I used to love WB or Kids WB and the channel itself actually used to be called the WB before it was the CW. And then 4Kids. A lot of people didn't like 4Kids, especially the older anime audience. But at the kid, not knowing that there was a more vulgar side to the anime I was watching, I didn't mind it, and I still enjoyed, the One Piece and the Naruto and the
yeah.
Zaxville. Oh, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2003 series, that was cool too.
Oh, that's such a legendary series.
Man, I remember when I was in kindergarten, I think it was or something. Uh, no, 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 it was first grade, and my friend, we brought in our TMNT action figures, and he broke the tail off of my Master Splinter action figure, and I got so upset. uh, all right. Next question: if Cartoon Fridays returned, who would you want to host it first?
If car wait, what go on? Cartoon Fridays?
Cartoon Fridays.
Cartoon Fridays. Okay. Who would I want to host it
That
first?
depends too, because would that mean that the older cartoons would come back too, or would it just be
I
newer cartoons?
I was about to ask the same question. I guess we can do both. If
Yeah.
it was of the newer cartoons, um, I would like to see Mordecai and Rigby host.
Oh, that would be cool.
But if it was of all time, whenever I was a kid, my favorite host was Johnny Bravo. So it'd be cool to see him back. But after rewatching some of the promos and stuff on YouTube, I really like Double D hosting, just because I love that Eddie.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I love how awkward he was.
yeah. What about you?
Um, I don't know. I feel like maybe Nigel Uno would be a cool host.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Like
Yeah,
have him, with his rocket shoes going around the CCF set,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
and I don't know, maybe like the the Bean Scouts or something. I feel like that'd be cool.
Oh, Laszlo.
Yeah,
Uh,
like Laszlo, Raj, and Clam.
yeah, I agree.
That'd be cool. Um, Next question. What's the best year for Cartoon Network? I think he means like in general, out of just based on a bunch of things. What year, in your opinion, do you think Cartoon Network was the best?
2005.
Five.
Without a doubt, that is the highlight. That is the golden, well, not the golden age, but for me, it's the golden age. It is
Me
the
too.
best time for Cartoon Network ever. They will never, ever, 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 ever be able to capture what they did in the year of 2005. Cartoon Network at that time was perfect. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, a lot of people debate again over like some people say it's 1999, some people say it's 2002. Um, some people
2002 was a great year, though. I'll give them that.
it was
2000
yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you and say 2005. One of the only downsides to 2005 was Tickle You, but that premiered during the day anyways, so I mean it's not like it didn't premiere till like the actual end of 2005, and when it did end up on Cartoon Network, it was only during the day, so it's not like any of us at school would be able to see it.
Yeah,
But
and that summer was the best.
yeah, Cartoon Network 2005 was fantastic. Toonami was great. They had IGPX that was coming out at that time. Justice League, Teen Titans, um, Naruto, Zatch Bell, One Piece. Maguzi was there with Totally Spies and Code Lyoko. Um, they, I think Camp Lazlo premiered that summer. Obviously, they had Cartoon Friday still. Just overall a great variety of shows, and along with the city bumpers, which supplemented it fantastically. Fantastically.
Yes. And they still had Cartoon Network Fridays too, which a lot of people give Tommy and Tara hate, but I mean, hey, I loved it. I love Tommy and Tara.
Yeah, I love Tommy and Tara too. Even some of the the little skits with the puppets were kind of cool.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
another one of the things that the people didn't like about Fridays was they didn't like the kids. Like how sometimes they would cut from a commercial break and like they would show a kid on the CC or on the Cartoon Friday set and he or she would be like, next there's a brand new episode of Ed and Eddie. Like it'd just be like a random kid or something.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But still, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just biased.
All right. Next question. These two kind of supplement each other. One says, it's from Nerdle the Turtle. It says, what's your favorite video game? And there's another one that says, do you play any video games? If so, what's your favorite console?
Ooh, favorite video game?
Yeah.
Ah, man, that's a tough one. I'd say I have been replaying through Link to the Past recently because I just got my Super Nintendo up again, and I've been replaying through Link to the Past. That one's always been a childhood favorite. Favorite game though, I don't know. I see. I don't really have a favorite game. Like I don't really have a favorite movie. Uh, though if I had to say, I'd probably say Link to the Past. And if I do have a console, I don't have a PS4 yet, but I plan on getting a PS4. But as of right now, I have a PS3. So.
Yeah. I have the Xbox 360 right now, but I plan on getting a PS4. But yeah, probably the favorite video game the favorite video game that I have is probably either Super Mario Sunshine or Super Mario or not Super Mario Super Smash Bros Melee for the GameCube.
It is god tier.
I love the GameCube. I still have mine and I play it like once a month. I love
That
the
Luigi's
GameCube.
Mansion though, that's one of my favorites.
Oh, Luigi's Mansion, yeah, and then Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. That was
Mhm.
good. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what my favorite console is. I like the GameCube a lot, and I like my Xbox 360 too. So
Super Nintendo is probably my favorite. Classics on there. That's what I grew up.
all right, and these two also kind of supplement each other. What do you think of the new summer bumpers for Cartoon Network? The bumpers with the characters as emojis, and what do you think of the new Cartoon Network bumpers with the? Oh, all right, that was the same question. Never mind.
The question is, what do you think of the new summer bumpers that are on right now?
Yeah, with that have like the character, they have like little like how do you say it? Like they have like emojis. Like you know
Uh,
what emojis are, right? Like all the faces and stuff, and they basically have like the faces of different Cartoon Network characters, like Mordecai and Rigby and Finn and Steven Universe and stuff. Except they all look like they're like textured and designed, and they look like emojis.
right. I mean, it's getting with the times, I guess.
Definitely doesn't beat Cartoon Network Summer 2005.
Hell no. I don't know. I mean, they're cool, I guess. I mean, they're just okay. I don't really know what I don't really know how to properly answer that question. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they definitely in 2005 they had the perfect way of embracing the summer by having all of them basically outside and partying. You know, in this there's no they don't tell you to go outside. It's it's basically only kind of like summer colors and that's about it. Um, I just wish that they would kind of be a little bit more festive at certain times.
It always just had such a nice atmosphere as a kid for me though. Like I would come back like because when I was a kid I could only get Cartoon Network whenever I went on vacation. And summer of 2005 is so special to me because I went on vacation in summer of 2005. And one memory I have really fond for me is I came back from the beach one day, and I had just gotten out of the shower, and we turned on the TV and put on Cartoon Network, and it was the episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy where they're going to the beach. Hot Buttered Ed, I think the name of the
Oh, the one
episode.
where they get sunburned?
Yeah, one where they get sunburned. And
Yeah.
I remember specifically sitting on the hotel bed eating some bagel bites while watching that episode.
Oh my god. Bagel bites. Those were my favorite. Those
They're-
are wicked nostalgic to me too. I used to take them out of the white tray with the plastic wrapping and put them on the tin foil, put them in the toaster oven. And then I used to have those with strawberry milk, and I used to watch Cartoon Network.
They're the greatest thing in existence.
Yeah.
But that's what was so special about like even the commercials, even the promos. It all just felt so special to me. But like now, nothing feels special. Nothing feels unique. I feel like I would get bored if I sat here and tried to watch this. It wasn't like that when I was.
Exactly. And have you noticed too that like almost everything, this is a bit of like a generalization, but in almost every like commercial bumper promo I see, just even like not just solely to Cartoon Network, but even in, like advertising and stuff, it's all electronic music, like beeps and boops.
Yeah, but I mean,
I want
I think
guitar.
I think that's them just trying to get with the times. I think.
That's true.
I don't know.
Next question. Um, this one, I guess, kind of goes along with the one that we were just talking about, but it says, "What's your opinion on the Cartoon Network Check It 4.0? Getting sick and tired of this stupid era. Why can't Christina Miller just rebrand and give us an era with Cartoon Network characters interacting with each other?"
Hell yeah, amen to that. I'm tired of Check It too.
Yeah, what has it
Give
been? 5 years now?
what?
5 years?
Yeah, I think it has been 5 years. Give us a new logo too while you're at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Everything's so bland now. Like, one of the things I don't like about the boomerang bumper is that it's black and white now. Like they just took all the color and imagination out of it. Like there's like here's a black and white square.
Yeah, here's the black and white square. It's not like what it has nothing to do with the boomerang.
Yeah.
I still don't get that.
And a lot of people like to bash the other Cartoon Network logo, the one from I think it started in 2002.
The 2004.
2000
Yeah, they introduced it with the City era, like the
But I
three
mean
dimensional one.
that one's you have to admit that one still had a lot of imagination in it because like the C and the N were bent. But I mean I guess you could be like that's just them trying to be hip, you know you mean oh it's bent, it's crooked, it's not perfect, it's supposed to be cool. But I mean I don't know, I just like that it kind of fit in with the era and it had a little blue strip in the back.
Yeah, that little
I mean,
color.
it added some color to it, added some humanity, I think.
Next question. Have you ever watched Tower Prep? If not, please watch it.
Hell no! Who said that? Why would I want to watch that?
If I remember correctly, Tower Prep was one of the CN Real cartoon or not cartoons, one of the CN Real like shows, right?
Yeah, it came on after Unnatural.
Unnatural History.
Unnatural History. Screw both of those shows. Seriously. God.
Again, despite whether it may have been a great show or an absolutely horrible show, it doesn't belong on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Next question. Where's the gaming channel? I'll explain that in a video tomorrow. What's your favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon?
Ooh, Top Cat. Hands down. Top Cat is my man. I love that show.
This is a tough one for me. I don't know really. I love to. I'd probably say my top 5 are like Wacky Races, Perils of Penelope Pit Stop, Dastardly and Muttley.
Yeah.
Help It's the Hair Bear Bunch, and I guess maybe like.
Where's Top Cat at though?
Yeah, I love Top Cat. It's just Top Cat. I just didn't watch it that much.
Oh.
Maybe like the Jetsons or something.
I
don't know.
Yeah, Jetsons are cool. I like Jetsons.
Yeah. What's your favorite anime?
Ooh. Dragon Ball, just in general. Though my favorite's Kai. Yeah.
Would you say your favorite was Kai?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite too.
Oh really? Oh, swag.
Well, not like my favorite anime, but my favorite Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite anime?
I don't I don't know this one either. Um, Again, probably my top five are like Dead Man Wonderland.
Oh,
Um,
Demon Wonderland's good.
um, actually, after Future Gohan, he showed me Death Note, and I watched like the first three episodes. I caught onto it, and I actually continued to watch it. I'm gonna say that that's in my top five.
Oh really? How far are you?
I think I'm like 15 episodes in.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, Death Note. Actually, Dragon Ball probably is in my top five. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Black Lagoon
Oh, see, I still need to see that one.
and
I
Yu
heard it's
Yu
good.
Hakusho.
Oh, yes. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Do you miss the hub?
I
Uh,
appreciated what they tried to do, because they brought back, Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, G.I. Joe, Jim and the Holograms, tons of shows. But I mean, eventually they ended up turning into something that clearly was different. But I mean, yeah, I miss them. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Like I like the whole selection of older cartoons that they had to offer. Obviously I'm not one to watch My Little Pet Shop or My Little Pony or anything like that, but again, like their Batman stuff and their Transformers stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was your favorite toy as a child?
Ooh, damn, that's a that's a tough one. Probably one of my Batman action figures. That is damn. That is
That is a tough
that's
one, yeah.
like hey, hey, who's your favorite child? Um, yeah, I had to say one of my Batman action figures. I don't know.
uh, I mean, as a wicked young child, like as a toddler or whatever, I used to love Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh yeah,
I used to collect all the figures and build all the train tracks and stuff, or the trains. And later on, again, I went with the whole action figure thing. And obviously Legos were cool too. I used to collect like Lego Star Wars and Lego Indiana Jones and that kind of stuff.
oh yeah.
What famous person would you like to meet?
Um, I've actually met a lot that on my list. Uh, I met Stan Lee, I met Adam West, and those are two of some of the biggest ones that were on my list. Uh, if there's anyone left, probably Sean Schemmel, voice of Goku. I really 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 want to meet
That's a
him.
good choice.
He'd probably be my choice. Yeah. What about you?
Uh, I'd probably have to say either Seth MacFarlane
Oh,
or Phil Lamar.
that's a good one too.
Because Phil Lamar, I mean, he was in Mad TV. He
Samurai
Do
Jack,
you remember? Yeah, Samurai Jack, Wilt, Hermes Conrad,
Cyborg.
Cyborg. Do you remember? Do you remember what he was in Pulp Fiction? I don't. The word that they use to describe it in Pulp Fiction is rather vulgar. Let's just say that he got shot in the back of a car and they tried to hide his body in Pulp
Oh,
Fiction.
I remember that scene. That was Phil Lamar.
Yeah, he was the one that got shot.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yep. um. So yeah, I would want to meet either Phil Lamar or Seth MacFarlane.
Oh, okay, cool.
Uh, on Wednesday, Nick at Night turned 30. Do you have any special memories or nostalgia involved with it?
Yeah, actually. I remember watching Nick at Night when I was a kid. Uh, let's see.
I
I'm
remember
trying to remember.
watching. I remember watching Full House on Nick at Night. That used to be my favorite.
I remember watching Full House. I remember when Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was
Oh
on.
yeah. I was gonna say that. I couldn't remember though if that was on the N or Nick at Night. George Lopez. I remember.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I remember I used to marathon George Lopez all the time.
Now they have Friends. I think.
Yeah, now they have Friends. Now they have My Wife and Kids. A lot of newer sitcoms.
What was the one I was? I remember Glenn Martin DDS.
Uh-uh.
No, it was like a claymation show about like a dentist that traveled in like an RV with his family around the U.S.
Oh, that does ring a bell. I remember Roseanne.
Roseanne.
I
Yep, yep.
remember the Cosby Show.
Yeah, I remember
I
Home Improvement too.
remember that a lot. I think they had Malcolm in the Middle for a while, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could
yep. They had Malcolm in the Middle. They also had Family Matters.
yeah, Family Matters. What was that? What was the one with Fran Drescher?
Oh, The
Oh,
Nanny.
the nanny. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I remember watching a ton of Full House.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Um, ooh, what's your favorite Pokemon movie?
Oh no, that's totally like picking a favorite child. No, that's horrible. Oh, Jesus, they're all my favorite.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not
all
that's
great.
not fair.
The last one I watched though was like Darkrai or Giratina, but all the ones before that, I loved every single Pokemon movie.
Man, that's a horrible question. God, that gets me everywhere. I love Pokemon Heroes.
What about the
Uh,
first one?
I love the first one. I love Pokemon 2000. I love Pokemon 3. I
Yeah,
especially love Pokemon 3 because
that was the one
Entei,
with Entei. Yeah,
he's my
and then
favorite
Pokemon
Pokemon.
2000 was the one with Lugia, right?
Is the one with Lugia, but that one's just as good of a movie though.
Yeah.
And the first one is epic.
Pokemon Forever.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Pokemon Forever. It was
No.
okay. I like Heroes.
Temple of the Sea. No,
Temple of the Sea. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen that one.
that was Manaphy, I think.
Lucario, History of Mew. That one was good.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was good. There was one about
This
like
is such a
Jirachi too.
horrible question. Whoever asked this question, you're a horrible person because this is horrible.
Yeah, I think this one has to remain unanswered.
It has to remain unanswered. This is impossible.
Uh, it seems like you guys haven't been watching, or at least haven't been very attached to Cartoon Network recently. What are some of the things that have been holding you guys back from watching CN?
Um, me. I mean, my TV's on. It's mostly on Boomerang though. But I mean, I'm never really watching it. But my TV's on almost all the time. Um, I've been really caught up with work lately. I mean, it's summer. I work 5 days a week, and whenever I'm not working, I'm like always just so tired.
Yeah, I work full
Uh,
time.
yeah. So I mean, and the reason why I haven't really been catching because when my followers know that I used to make update videos and things like that. Every time Cartoon Network would change, even in the slightest, I'd make a video be like, "Oh, the schedule's a little different," blah blah blah. But I mean, the reason why I stopped is because Cartoon Network stopped. Cartoon Network hasn't changed at all in the past like 5 years.
They really
Like they've
haven't.
been the same. It's why I've stopped because they haven't changed. They're the same.
Yeah, I guess in short, I'm just kind of fed up. Um, what I've again, as you have, I've still been watching a lot of TV, but I've been alternatively watching Adult Swim, Comedy Central. Uh, Actually, I've been watching a lot of Teen Nick recently.
Oh
Uh,
really?
yeah, like today, just ever since summer vacation started for me, I've been watching a ton of Teen Nick, because they've been having. I know most of you probably won't agree with me on this, but um, I enjoy watching some of their sitcoms from the 2000s, like Zoe 101, Victorious, Drake and Josh, uh,
I
that kind of stuff. And then I've been watching the 90s or all that, like Hey Arnold, Cat Dog, Rocket Power. Yeah.
yes, yeah. I like 90s Nick.
Yeah. uh, Nick reboot or CN reboot?
Um,
CN
fan
reboot.
streams. I don't really watch either. But I mean, I'm more of a Cartoon Network buff, so I'd say see and reboot.
Yeah, I don't watch them either. I mean, I've checked out the page a few times, but CN
Yeah, me
reboot.
too. I mean, I've checked them out a few times, but I mean, like, I don't really watch them.
Do you prefer books or movies? I'm gonna say movies.
Um, it. I'd say it depends. Uh, like it depends on the movie and it depends on the book. Uh, I would probably say I prefer movies. I guess like if it's an overall overarching question, I'd prefer movies. But for me, it depends.
You see, I've never been too much of a book person.
A bird.
Especially as a kid, I was that one kid that was like a sixth grader, but I would still take out like a picture book. Not
Mhm.
because I couldn't. I was like several grades. I've always been an honor student, and I was always several grades above my reading level. However, I never had enough patience, and I always just lost interest while reading books. I always just thought the whole concept of just reading a bunch of words on a piece of paper was boring.
Yeah.
So I used to always take out picture books and just like look at the pictures. And, I mean, even as a kid too, it was my dream of becoming an animator.
Yeah.
Obviously, my focuses have been since shifted, but
Yeah. I hear you.
movies. I've always been a movie buff. You know. Do you plan on getting the new Four Kids Favorites Cartoon Network Hall of Fame Volume 3 DVD?
Yes. Next question. No. Yeah. 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 I plan on getting it. It looks cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pre-ordered it. Hopefully, it'll get here the day it comes out.
Mm.
I pre-ordered it on Amazon. Yeah, I'll probably make a video on it or something. I don't know. What's your opinion on Boomerang's Pet of the Week block? Do you know what that is?
What? No. Man, I'm
Uh,
so times.
the pet of this week was Courage. Basically,
Oh, no way. They're doing that. That's cool.
I'm not sure if they. Well, I mean, obviously, I haven't been watching too much Boomerang recently. I'm not sure if they have any like branding for it, like any promos or bumpers designated for that. But what they've been doing is they've been airing Courage every afternoon. I think it's either each week or each month they're having a new pet
You're
show
right.
that's running.
It comes on in 20 minutes. Courage
Yeah.
Cowardly Dog
Yep.
for 2 hours. No way. That's so cool. I did not know that. You know what? It reminds me of
Boomerang.
uh Boomer Royalty
Or Boomerang Zoo even.
or Boomerang. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. That's so cool.
Yeah. Questions. Which classic Cartoon Network shows would you guys want to have rebooted the most?
Well, we are already getting Powerpuff Girls, so that's
Yep.
one off the list.
Ben 10.
Rebooted, like being remade, but like in a different way.
I'd assume that's
Geez,
it.
Cartoon Network show or just show from childhood?
He says classic Cartoon Network. So I'd assume that's probably like a cartoon.
I don't think I'd want to see any of them reboot. Maybe Dexter's Lab.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, but that's the only. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Courage. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I would want to pick a series that definitely has potential and didn't like live out its course.
Right.
This is again, it's a tough one. Technically speaking, Cutting Kids Next Door was a cartoon. And obviously, Mr. Warburton released the Galactic Kids Next Door thing in an effort to get Cartoon Network's attention, which has been so far unsuccessful. And John Dilworth has been very interested in having all the Courage fans go to Cartoon Network's contact page, and he's been trying to get a Courage reboot back in the works, but that has also kind of seemed to be a little unsuccessful.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking there was Sheep in the City, Sheep in the Big City. There was Robot Jones, Mike Blue and Og.
That's Samurai Jack working as a reboot. Not really a cartoon.
Yeah, that's classic CN though. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we're all still effing waiting on that movie.
We are. Jesus, it's gonna be forever.
Yeah.
Have you read comics?
What?
Have you reading the IDW?
Oh no. I've heard about them, but I haven't been reading
Pretty
them.
good. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you hear that they started releasing or re-releasing some of the old Cartoon Network comics from Block Party and
Really?
in Cartoon Magazine?
No way.
I forgot. It's called. I don't remember what it is, but I think it's called Cartoon Network All Stars or something. But it's like.
Oh, I have seen that All Stars book, but I didn't know that it was that.
Yeah, it's like a comic book, and it shows them like all huddled together or something on like a school bus. I don't remember, but it's basically like a re-release of a bunch of old comics from Block Party and the cartoon comic books.
Gotta pick those up.
Yeah. But
Because I mean, basically, they're like new episodes because they're new adventures you hadn't seen before.
yeah, that's true. Johnny Bravo was cool.
Johnny Bravo was cool. It could work as a reboot, but I mean, I don't like because if they rebooted him, they'd have to change his design. They'd have to change how he acts a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
I'd probably just have to go with the popular choice and just say Courage or Connect Kids Next Door.
Yeah.
Um, do you think that Galactic Kids Next Door, if it was to be a series, do you think that it would be faithful to the original series and fans, or be dumbed down for this generation of kids?
Well, from that little clip, it clearly seems to not be dumbed down for this generation. Like that was some pretty intense stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely maintained the same feel, the same humor, the same edge of your seat action.
Hmm.
I mean, there wasn't really too much action, but like it left us puzzled when we didn't know what happened to Nigel Luno. Lizzie, I think that was her name, right? Breaking into the thing that number 3 and number 4 were using.
Though it could have been a little bit. I think it could have been a little bit more silly because it was really serious.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, even whenever the intro started, he was like, "There's like approximately 6 billion people on planet Earth," and I was like, "Well, if this was really Nigel Uno, wouldn't he say something like, oh, there is 11 billion people?' You know, it's like something like made up number."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty accurate. So I was like, "Oh, okay." But I mean, yeah, I think it'd be a little bit more silly. But I mean, other than that, I think it maintains true.
That's true. Thoughts on the Johnny Quest Tom and Jerry crossover movie?
Well, I only just now heard of it since because before we were in the call, I only just now heard of that. So I mean, well, I don't know. I don't really know how that can work, but
Uh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I remember watching the old Hanna-Barbera Johnny Quest, and then also didn't they bring it back shortly in the '90s for something?
yeah, the New Adventures of Johnny Quest.
Yeah, yeah, the New Adventures, and I also like those. So, um, but again, with the whole direct-to-DVD movie thing, I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then last question: what's your favorite iteration of Scooby-Doo, and what's your favorite iteration of Ben 10?
Um, for Ben 10, the original, without a doubt.
Same.
I don't care what anyone says. I love that show. Um, and Scooby Doo, my favorite. It's got to be Mystery Incorporated, honestly. Really, they really did a good job with that series, I think. It was scary for once, like Scooby Doo was supposed to be.
Yeah. For Ben 10, yeah, without a doubt, it's the original. I mean, Alien Force wasn't half bad, but I wasn't a fan at all of Ultimate Alien or Omniverse or whatever that's called. And for Scooby Doo, I don't know. I love obviously Scooby Doo. Where are you? New Scooby Doo movies. Uh, Pup Named Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo or What's New Scooby Doo. Um, I really don't know. Um,
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good iterations of the Scooby Doo series.
that's
What's New
just
Scooby Doo was good in its own right. The original was good in its own right. Mystery Incorporated is good in its own right. I don't know.
I can only hope the same for the future.
This other one doesn't look that good, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess those are my favorite. But anyways, that's it for the Cartoon Fridays podcast today, guys. Number 31. If you enjoyed, please leave a like below. And also, if you normally watch this and you want to ask us questions for the future stream, obviously since this isn't live, please feel free to leave them in the comments below or ask them at my ask.fm page. I'm MonstersReview. I'm here with FutureGohanSSJ2. We'll talk to you
Yep.
later.
Bye.